Mix.
Hello.
And what's this playing?
This is No One Gets the Prize. It's off of one of the Motown greatest hits remix albums.
Is it an edit?
It's a re-edit of it, yeah. But one of my favorite tracks, Ashford and Simpson produced it. The original with Diana Ross.
Amazing. It's great. And so you've been DJing. I read that you were DJing before. You were playing Chicago House before Frankie Knuckles and Lon Hardy.
Before, I don't know.
Before them.
I don't know about before, but I grew up DJing. I remember basement parties. We used to clean out basements and charge people $5 to get in here. And it'd be a dusty basement with one light, and I had one turntable, and in between the tracks, people would talk, and then as soon as I put on another track, they'd be like, "Hey, there go my jam. Let's get it on now." Yeah. I was back when people would slow dancing and we were stepping. I had the thug boys in the neighborhoods battling each other, doing the stepping kind of moves and stuff. So they come in, and then I discovered the warehouse and music box a little bit after that. So, I mean, I was DJing in a perspective where I was DJing before I knew them, but not before them.
What's this
I
around?
mean, because they've been around, because Ron Hardy was DJing in California, and I had family in California as well as family in Chicago. So even when he was in California, he was doing this place called the Catch One, and it was another club underneath that, and I lived straight on that block, so I could just come up the street and hear him all the time. And then he also did a club in Chicago, the Dan One, which burned down. But before it closed, I went back to Chicago and I rented out that club, and I hired him to come and play in that club because I used to actually sneak in there to see him as a young kind of guy growing up between the different cities, you know. So I followed him from two different places. Frankie Knuckles, I just was affiliated with him through mainly the warehouse when that opened. You know, but their kind of history and path. I know Frankie is doing a lot of clubs in New York, but I wouldn't say I was DJing before them, but we just come up at different times and we just met each other at different times.
But you were playing the house records before then, because you were making them.
No, I wouldn't say we all came out of the disco era. So I'd say from this is another thing. We were all doing our thing from the disco kind of span of things before house even evolved. So I was one of the pioneers right there at the forefront, but it was a lot of us creating stuff from the house vein, and I'd say we actually created it in our houses and in our basements, then we gave it to them. You think something like even a path, I did the first version of a path where I edited with Virgo tracks, and a lot of people don't realize that I did that. It's another thing, your mind, I did that, and at home, and I gave it to Ron Hardy. Can you feel it bring down walls? Well, not bring down the walls, but can you feel it? Washing machine, and a few other things that Larry Hurd did. Mysteries of Love. I played those records first in the music box, then I gave them to them.